The Jets trade deadline is tomorrow. Let's talk about everything you need to know in Jets land ahead of the trade deadline. We heard from Jets head coach Aaron Glenn today. We have some positive injury news. We also hear from Aaron Glenn about the brand new Jet, John Metchie III. Apparently, he's a perfect fit to what the Jets are trying to do. Will the Jets actually use him or not? And of course, will the Jets be trading away Breece Hall? Will they be trading away Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams, Quincy Williams? I mean, we got a lot to break down here as there's less than 24 hours before the trade deadline. Tomorrow, there's going to be an epic live show with the AFC East Roundtable crew on Bleacher Report. If you guys want to check it out, it's at 11 a.m. EST. It's going to be epic. It's going to be me, Dan Mitchell, TD Finstalk, and Patriots Global live on the Bleacher Report YouTube channel and on their app. So make sure you guys check us out there. It's going to be pretty epic, and I'm sure there's going to be some breaking news I'll be reacting live to over there. But there's a lot I wanted to get into in this video. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setup. I am in Virginia at my sister's house. I stayed over here the weekend because it's the Jets bye week, and I'm going to be heading home tonight. So I'll be back in the studio tomorrow to break down everything with this Jets team regarding the trade deadline. But there's a few things I wanted to touch on in this video really quick. The first thing is, of course, what Aaron Glenn had to say today. Positive news, let's start with that. Garrett Wilson is going to be practicing this week. The Jets need him back desperately because we won a game without him, but I definitely feel like Garrett Wilson coming back is going to be big time. Obviously, without him in the lineup against the Bengals, against the Panthers, you saw him missing, but guys like Tyler Johnson stepped up, and Arian Smith had a catch. You know, without Josh Reynolds as well, the Jets were still trying to make some plays. And how is John Metchie going to be utilized with the wide receivers now that Garrett Wilson's coming back and he's traded for? Aaron Glenn said that he is the exact type of player the Jets are looking for in terms of, you know, mindset, how he practices, how he really goes about his business in terms of, you know, showing up every day. I don't really know. I'm curious. Will the Jets use him, or will it just be one of those moves that the Jets are just going to have him, you know, learn the playbook and he's not going to get any targets? You know, Arian Smith, for example, I'm still waiting for him to get involved, and he only had one target for a catch last week without Garrett Wilson or Josh Reynolds. So I'm curious if the Jets are going to be really heavily utilizing John Metchie III, because they should. The Jets have no receivers on this team to be excited for the future outside of course, Garrett Wilson. Still waiting for Arian Smith. You got to give Tyler Johnson credit. He did step up, but he's not really a long-term asset here. I mean, he could be. He's still relatively young, but I'm excited to see how the Jets utilize John Metchie. And then more positive news from the injury front. Seems like Sauce Gardner is going to be returning from protocol, so that's another plus. Now, when it comes to the quarterback discussion, Aaron Glenn does not want to tell us who's starting on Sunday against the Browns. I'm sure that's going to piss off some people. Listen, Aaron Glenn doesn't want to tell the starters. He thinks it's a competitive advantage, so be it. I'm not going to stress about that. But getting into the more interesting stuff, which is the trade deadline, you know, there's a big trade that happened today. Bradley Chubb, he goes to the Eagles. This is a big deal for the Jets side of things because apparently the Philadelphia Eagles, they were interested in trading for Jermaine Johnson, so that's not going to happen. So I'm hoping that the Jets do not trade away Jermaine Johnson. You guys know me, big fan of him. And, you know, another team to watch is the San Francisco 49ers. We all know Robert Saleh is the defensive coordinator over there, so there is a chance that the 49ers could call the Jets and offer something. The Jets told Jermaine Johnson that they don't want to trade him, and Jermaine made that post saying he's not going anywhere. But if a team does offer the Jets something they can't refuse, you could see the Jets part ways with him. I hope it doesn't happen, but watch out for the 49ers, a team to watch. Now, another team that could be aggressive for Jermaine Johnson and even a guy like Quinnen Williams is the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are desperate for defensive line help, and the Jets got Quinnen, a team that in the Dallas Cowboys that has a prolific offense and an absolutely abysmal defense. And you know Jerry Jones is going to make a swing. And Jerry Jones, if you guys did not know, he wanted Quinnen Williams. When he called the Jets about Micah Parsons, he wanted Quinnen in the first. So you wonder, will the Cowboys be aggressive for Quinnen or Jermaine on the Jets defensive line? Could they be going to the Cowboys? Again, I hope not. I'm just giving you guys the, you know, wide lens of what this trade deadline could look like, what teams could be interested in these guys for the New York Jets. I really do feel like from Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn's perspective, they're not going to just trade away these guys for nothing. I don't think they're actively shopping anybody. I think it's going to be more of a team is going to have to blow them away with an offer. Same thing goes with Breece Hall. Now, there's a lot of rumored teams interested in Breece Hall. I saw the Chicago Bears get brought up. The Kansas City Chiefs get brought up. I really feel like the Jets are gung-ho and holding their value of Breece being a third-round pick. which is good, right? You don't want to part ways with Breece Hall for a day 3 pick. That would be ridiculous. If you do trade away Breece, has to be at least a second or a third. I still hope the Jets look at Breece Hall as a piece that they can build around for the future. Trading him away for a round 3 pick, then we have a big hole at running back. Braylon Allen has knee surgery. We don't know what he's going to be long-term now. Isaiah Davis is good, but he's not a bell cow guy. He's not a real difference maker, in my opinion. He's a good, like a number 2, number 3. We all know that. But trading away Breece is not only going to, make this team worse right now, but it's going to make this team worse moving forward. I would rather keep Breece, give him a franchise tag in the offseason, or discuss a nice contract extension for the long haul. Now, when it comes to Quincy Williams and other guys like Michael Clemens, we talked about it already. There's nothing new about that. I just feel like when it comes to Aaron Glenn's approach to this football team, man, he's got to be able to keep this team, locked in. If there's nobody getting traded and say the Jets are not as active as we initially thought, I think that's a positive. I really do. I think, the Jets have 9 games left of the season, and there's a lot of speculation of will the Jets be able to, win more games. Some people are hoping they lose so they get a better draft pick. You guys know me, that's not how I'm wired. I think the Jets have an opportunity here with the last 9 games of the season to go out there, try to create some winning identities, winning ways, get a taste of victory. We want to build on something for next season. And some people say that's just being stuck in purgatory. No, this is a brand new regime that has a 0-7 record and now 1-7. They want to stack some wins. They need to prove that they know what they're doing. Now, obviously, the Jets, we don't know what the quarterback situation is looking like in this game. I think it's going to be Justin Fields. I would be shocked if the Jets go from Fields having a breakout game against Cincinnati and now they have to go up against the Browns with Tyrod. That will be really shocking. But we're going to talk about Jets-Browns later on in the week. But I would tame your expectations for this game. You see the Bengals defense is literally historically bad. The Jets are going up against the Browns defense. It's going to be a tough day, in my opinion, for this Jets team to go up against a very good Browns defense. But I'm curious to see what this team looks like heading into that game personnel-wise. Who's going to be traded away? Who's not going to be traded away? A lot of interesting decisions to be made in these next 24 hours for Darren Muji and the New York Jets. And the last thing I want to say is this. Don't be shocked if the Jets actually make some trades for players. I've been saying that. I think that if there are players out there that are being shipped out, I think the Jets are going to be aggressive because they don't want to just trade away their guys. Getting John Metchie in the building for Michael Carter II is something to watch. And say the Jets do trade away some of their guys, I feel like the Jets are going to be trying to look for players in return, not just draft picks, because they want to find guys like Jarvis Brownlee Jr. And if John Metchie can be the next version of the Jarvis Brownlee guy in terms of traded for him, he has an impact, and he balls out. I mean, I'm not going to put that expectation on John Metchie III because he has not really found his footing yet, where I'm going to let him come prove himself before I say anything positive about John Metchie, even though I'm excited about his potential here. But don't be shocked if the Jets are targeting players in these trades and not just draft picks, right? If the Jets do trade away Breece, I feel like the Jets are going to try to find some players in return. That's the notion I'm really noticing right now with Darren Muji's philosophy is he's trying to get his guys traded for Jawan Briggs, Harrison Phillips, Brownlee, Metchie. Those are 4 guys the Jets brought in via the trade market. So if the Jets do decide to trade away Jermaine or Quinnen or any of these guys, I don't think it's just going to be draft picks. I think the Jets are looking to get players in return. And maybe there's a guy out there that they want to get where they just trade away a draft pick or a late draft pick swap. And they get a guy that's young and not really, fitting into that team, but the Jets feel like they would fit perfectly on their squad, just like Jarvis Brownlee Jr. So a lot of interesting things happening around the NFL and, of course, with these New York Jets. So sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. What's your overall expectations with this Jets team heading into the trade deadline? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And a big shout out to Sleeper, as always, sponsoring Jets media all season long. Go check them out, folks. Link is in the description to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Code is JETS. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Please bet responsibly. Legal in 25 states. Big shout out to Sleeper. Go check them out, folks. And let me know your thoughts in the comments about the trade deadline. I'm excited to be live all day tomorrow for this NFL trade deadline. It's going to be epic. See you guys then. I'm out.